Hello and welcome back to Warrior Priest. When we left off, we were just about to launch more attacks against Stirland, and hopefully we're going to be able to, well, I mean, you can already see there, it seems like my AI compatriots are actually doing an extremely good job of doing exactly what I just said, which is indeed take things. Yes, take things of the opponent. Now, here's the thing. This one right here, this castle, that was taken back, unfortunately, by the enemy faction, and so I have literally just taken that back just now. Thankfully, I have a decent amount of cash right here. I went back to my town, and I basically shed about 200 units from there because I just made two parties. I put them all into those parties, all those, those 200 units or so. And I also got rid of some others. But apart from that, I've just been preying upon... There's a very specific area. This area right here. Obviously, there's the Chaos Portal. Obviously, if you've seen previous episodes, you'll know that my... it's not really a tip as such, but, my analysis or I don't know, my conclusion to how to make good money in the mod is literally just to fight Chaos Raiders all the time, and then whenever you're at war with enemy vassals, which obviously I am at the moment, you're going to be able to find a bunch of vassals coming over this bridge right here. They're going to come over this bridge, they're going to come over this bridge, and most of the time they might decide to raid one of these villages. Look, there's one actually being raided right now. So one of these villages comes under attack, you go over there, you fight the vassal. Usually you want to do an auto-resolve if you have a super powerful army like I do. I mean, it's kind of okay. My army is pretty strong at the moment. Not that strong because I did just do that siege. I lost over 30 units in it, but let's not talk about that. Anyway, the point is you can actually gain significant money just by hanging around that Chaos Portal. Very easily done. Anyway, what we're going to do now is we're going to take this castle. This was actually taken previously by one of my allies, and they weren't able to hold on to it, as you can quite clearly tell. They obviously got it taken back, and so we're just going to take this very, very quickly. My siege things are already completely built because I have a massive army. Now, this army actually cost me a lot of influence to raise or to recruit for, and I'm very much hoping that we won't have to worry too much about this. I'm actually just going to super speed this up really, really quickly. Hopefully my forces are not going to take too many losses as a result, because as I said before, when I went in here, or shall we say when I went into the previous castle solo, I literally only had about 60 to 70 enemy units in the garrison to fight, and they eliminated 30 of my own units, and I have 250 in my army maximum, and so I was back down to 220. Thankfully, there were a huge amount of units in the prisoner's hold there, so I was able to rescue all of them and get back to maximum company size. That is not the case for this one, though. Oof. Thankfully, I do actually have people in my army now, because I obviously didn't beforehand. We're going to take the prisoners, of course. We're just going to leave the other people. We're also going to take all the loot here. I have been donating a little bit of experience to some of my forces, just purely for the fact that I can, and I have a decent amount of cash now. Not too big a wage either, so we don't really need to worry about that either at the moment, at least right now. Maybe that is going to change in due time, but hopefully not. I'm actually going to go in here and just allow my forces to place units in here in the garrison if they want to. Oh, it seems like they don't want to. Okay. They just placed a bunch of, I mean, like, what? 59 or 49 units in there? Okay. That's probably going to get taken back really easily, guys. I don't even know what... I don't even know why they wouldn't put units in there, but okay. Who am I to say? Maybe they don't care, Maybe they don't care. That's absolutely fine with me. I don't really mind. Anyway, ooh, now that's actually kind of a... You know what? Let's go for the town, shall we? Let's just go straight on for the town. Yeah, this is now under siege once again. Oh, these guys are actually wanting to fight me. Are you really wanting to fight me? Yeah, okay, so we'll see. We'll see what happens here, because I am very much wanting to take this town. It would be absolutely fantastic. I mean, there's only 500 units here. We should theoretically be absolutely fine in taking this, even if an enemy force comes over here and has 1,000 units. I would welcome them. I would welcome them, purely. You know, they can come over here and they can, you know, do as much damage as they want to us. It seems like, yes, indeed, the vampire counts have now decided to declare war against us. That is going to be a bit of a complication that I was hopefully not really going to get at this point. This is a bit of a critical moment, unfortunately. We don't have that much food either in my army, so this is also going to be a bit of a problem. But hopefully that's not going to really remain the way that it is. Hopefully we're going to be able to take this town real fast, and then we'll be able to disband the army, restore ourselves back to full strength in terms of our morale, in terms of our food situation, because obviously I'm having to provide food for my forces at the moment, which is obviously a big issue. But if there's a big army that comes along, I won't be too bothered about that. I would actually not mind it at all I mean, that's the point. If the vampires come along and they have, I don't know, 2,000 units, then I might mind that a little bit. But I wouldn't mind it if the Empire comes along and they have 1,000 or so. That shouldn't be too bad. As you can see, the trebuchets are absolutely destroying the catapults right now. Super nice to have that increased accuracy perk that we gained in the previous episode. That's making so much difference. I also leveled up, by the way. I was doing a little bit of fighting in person. You know how I am. Usually I like to do a bunch of auto-resolves when I'm off-screen, because I feel like doing an actual battle in person is a bit of a waste, because I'd much prefer to do that when you are with me, of course. You know, it's much more fun when you have, you know, people along with you, friends along to enjoy the journey with you. But yeah, anyway, so on a rare moment, I actually went into a battle against, what was the guy's name again? Luca Braganza, or whatever his name is. And I did a little bit of fighting with my wonderful repeater rifle, which I now have, which is a lot of fun to use. Also, I can reload this crossbow on horseback, so it's not actually necessary for me to take that skill. So I'm actually thinking maybe we want to take this one. Let's take counterfire. Why not? That seems pretty fun. And we also have the 200 level perk for steward available here too. So I'm actually thinking... Oh, wow. Okay, both of these are not that useful in any way. Yeah, prisoners in your party provide carry capacity, I guess. I mean, that's not really going to make that much difference, but we might as well take it, I guess. I'm not entirely sure what else to take at this point, because my army size is pretty decent. The steward skills or perks in the future are not bad. For example, this is good. Troops' wages decreased by 25% while in a siege camp. Usually, if you're in a siege camp, you're going to be taking a long time anyway, so that could be kind of useful. But then I'm thinking maybe riding skill could be kind of cool, mostly for the fact that it's just going to improve my maneuverability in battles. I could also go for one-handed. What do you think? What should I go for? I have no clue. This is the problem. I have no idea. I'm actually thinking of putting it in two-handed, to be honest, because hilariously enough, you know that that dragon tooth that I have, the magical blade? I can actually use that as a two-handed weapon as well as a one-handed. That might be the reason why I'm finding it to be quite slow in one-handed situations. But I'm just going to go for the one-handed, I suppose, and just hope that it works a little bit better for us. Anyway, I'm going to wait here for some time, just a little bit more to get to the daylight. And now we're going to go straight on in. Alright, here we go. Now, the castle... actually, wait a minute. The town that we're besieging right now has over 500 units, or at least they did have 500 units in the garrison here. I am very much hoping that I will be able to get some wonderful spell casts off. That fight against Luca Braganza, I was able to get 80 kills with my first spell. He had 210, 220 units or something like that in his army. So, a pretty significant showing, but... for some reason, he just really was not able to stand up against us. I guess, indeed, it was because of the amazing spell power that I have at my disposal. Yes, indeed. Anyway, let me see if I can just run away for the moment. I just thought I'd use a spell really quickly. And what are my forces actually doing? You see these guys? Look at them. They're literally just doing random stuff behind these barriers and things. I want them to charge straight on in. Our main power is literally going into melee and bashing someone over the head with our weapons. That's pretty much how we do it. So hopefully I'm going to be able to... oh, nice hit. Yeah, hopefully I'm going to be able to see that. And maybe, aha, yes. Okay, another one of these. Okay, let's go for another one. Boom. Yeah, not too bad. Oh, nice. It actually hit the end. Right, that was super nice. That was actually something I wasn't expecting, but the spell lasted long enough, just long enough to hit the tail end of the forces defending at the gates. That's real nice. Let's do some damage. Oh, nice. Nice hit. Yes, love it. Oh yeah, by the way, I should have bought this a long time ago, by the way. The repeater gun. And thanks again for the recommendation to get this thing, because it is absolutely fantastic. It is so fun to use. It is one of those, you know, it's one of those weapons where you think to yourself, why didn't I use this earlier? You know what I mean? But obviously, me being a bit of an imbecile about the Master Engineer quest, now that we were able to figure out what was going on with that, or at least you told me what was going on with that. But yeah, now that we have completed it, we now have the ability to wield these kinds of weapons, and it's absolutely fantastic. Super, super fun to use, and highly recommended. If you're someone that's also playing the mod, I would definitely recommend it. Oh yeah, actually, that's something I wanted to touch upon. There's a couple of people that are having some issues with crashes and things like that. Most specifically, I think I saw a comment that was talking about how it crashes every single time you go in and speak to the wizard. I'm not entirely sure why that would be the case. I don't think I've ever had it crash when going in to speak to the wizard. The one thing that I do every single time I boot up the game, however, obviously this, I don't think you need to do this, but I do it literally just because I want to make sure that everything runs smoothly for the recording. But maybe you want to do this too. Not sure. I build the shader cache on the main menu every single time I start up the mod. And now, yeah, okay, now, you know, hold your horses. You don't have to do that for that long. It literally takes me about 20 seconds or so. And it is not that big a deal, and it probably is something that you don't need to do. I would assume that the member of the modding team is going to tell me, hey, you don't need to do that, you know, you don't need to do that, but generally I do it just because I am a little bit, I wouldn't say superstitious, but I am a little bit superstitious when it comes to that kind of thing. I like to make sure that the game is running as smoothly as possible so that I don't have to wait a huge amount of time on loading screens or whatever. And generally I have found that the shader cache actually helps with that. But maybe I am just being, again, you know, a bit stupid and a bit superstitious over something like this. But maybe that's going to help you with your crashes with the wizard. I'm not entirely sure. It could also be that you just need to re-download the mod and use a different unzipping program. Because if you use a different unzipping program, if you're using WinRAR, for example, if you're using WinRAR, I'd recommend to use something different, because sometimes WinRAR can cause... It hasn't happened for me, but it has happened for some other people that I've seen, where WinRAR actually causes some files to either not get extracted at all, or for them to become corrupted when you have extracted them. So it could very well be that the textures or the, I don't know, the files relating to the wizard have been extracted in such a way so that they are corrupted thanks to WinRAR being a bit weird, and that might be the reason that you're having crashes. Because I would definitely say that, you know, that's something to try. Who knows? Who knows? But yeah, hopefully that's going to help you out. At least a little bit. And speaking of helping out, I'd actually like some more food, please. Oh no. Okay. Yeah, I would really love to go for another siege, but I'm not sure if I can actually do it. Yeah, we could take this. We could take this. Oh, that would be... That's gonna be really, really harsh, I think. Where are my other armies, by the way? Okay, there's an army actually besieging this town over here. I'd like to see if I can maybe prevent them from taking it. Oh, hello there, sir. Oh, yes. I would like to fight you. Alright, let's do this. It's a bit dark. I'm a bit worried about this. I usually do not like fighting at night, but I kind of had to go in here. I hope you can see this. I think you should be able to see this, as long as you don't watch in a bright environment or something like that. Hopefully you have no glare on your screen right now. If you have glare on your screen right now, I apologize. There's nothing I can do about it, but hopefully You know, hopefully you're not having any glare. Anyway, let's see what I can do here. I've got my wonderful repeater rifle. I have a bunch of forces. I'm actually going to tell my my cavalry, well, shall we say my companions that are on their mounts to go ahead here. I did recruit a couple of Celestial Wizards, by the way. Celestial Wizards are the ones that use lightning-based attacks, and they have Lightning Bolt. I haven't actually spec'd them into anything else. I think I gave them Magic Bolt as well, but that's pretty much it. Because obviously I don't think they are high enough level to be able to use anything else. So that's obviously something to bear in mind. Anyway, we're just gonna murder. Yes, murder all of them. Yeah, there we go. That is what we like to see. Okay, can I get some more? Okay, that's going quite nicely. Can we get more? More? Ah, that was kind of unfortunate. Oh well, never mind. We have one more spellcast, and I'm going to be saving it for just a... Ooh, okay, that was close. For just a second here. Okay, here we go. Nice. I love this weapon. This weapon is so fun. Because you don't have to wait for it to reload either, and it's got a relatively similar reload speed to the normal pistols. So theoretically, you can just shoot off 6 bullets and then reload, and it takes the same amount of time. It's actually amazing. There we go. Get him. Yes. Love it. Unfortunately, they're shielding their friends now, which is very unfortunate. Oh well, never mind. Let's tell everyone to charge in here. Bear in mind, obviously, these guys are running around with, what is it, 500, 600 units or something like that. So I do need to be a little bit careful in how I fight this. I don't really want to get myself eliminated, because that could spell the end of our siege run. Obviously, I don't have that much food, so I'm very much hoping that I'll be able to stop at this town that's nearby to us right now. And hopefully we're going to be able to actually get something from there. Actually get some food from there, that's what I mean. Okay, so can I actually do some damage with this sword? Well, no, I apparently cannot do any damage with this sword. It's especially wonderful when, I don't know whether you could hear that, but there's road noise relatively close, and obviously there's, it just, at that exact moment when I died, there was someone on a moped literally just gunning it. And you could tell that the moped was just like, please, spare me, spare me your gunning. In more ways than one, because obviously I'm wielding a gun at the moment in the game. That's relatively funny. Anyway, yes, the pitchfork to the face. What a wonderful, wonderful end to my life in this particular fight. Oh well, it's actually not even that bad, because if I can go into the town and I can get some wonderful food, if I can actually replenish my supplies, then I should be able to also replenish my HP in the meantime. So I guess that's not too bad, but it very much depends. Let's just cross our fingers and hope that there is a little bit of food available, and then we'll make a decision about where we want to go next. Alright, so we helped out someone, and we're now going to be taking a bunch of these guys prisoner. That's all we're going to do. Just going to take them prisoner. And, oh wow, I actually thought I lost a bunch more. I apparently didn't. I didn't lose that many units at all, which is really, really surprising to me. A bunch of engineers here as well. I'm just going to take the high tier units as much as I can find. And, ooh, wow, there's some really nice ones. Hello there. Yeah, they are really, really good. You know, it's those, it's that feeling, you know? It's that feeling when you're playing a mod that's really, I mean, I wouldn't call this mod really difficult. I wouldn't say that it is one of those mods that makes anything artificially difficult, which I find annoying. It's definitely not one of those, but I'm talking about in the past when I've been playing Warband and things like that, and when a mod makes something really difficult, but then you all of a sudden get a lucky break where you're able to rescue troops from some random bandit party that you thought was going to be super easy, and then all of a sudden, boom, you get these troops at the very end of the fight, and you think, oh my, I just lost 50 of my units against these bandits, and then all of a sudden you have, well, just the pick of the litter, as it were. You have the pick of the litter, and you're able to rescue really, really strong high tier units, and then you think, wow, super nice. And then you get a really, really nice army going, and then you can snowball that into something even better later down the line. And that's the kind of feeling I get when I rescue troops in this mod as well. It's super, super fun to do that. Anyway, let's go into the town. As I said, hopefully we're going to be able to gain some food. I'm actually wondering whether I should just sell my prisoners at this point as well. Maybe it would be a good idea. Wait a minute. Didn't I just go in here? I'm actually not entirely sure. I think I must have just gone in here because I thought I saw that they only had hardwood. That is really bad. Oh, that is really, really bad. Okay, yeah, I'm going to have to do something here. So I'm going to have to let these guys go, which is, well, it's not really that big a deal. But yeah, we're also going to have to disband the army here. I'm going to have to go over here. Wait a minute. These guys are rebels. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. So I was actually seeing text in the box down to the bottom left there, and I was seeing that Sylvanian rebels were being mentioned quite a bit in my off-screen time. And I was thinking to myself, oh, some faction of Sylvania has obviously broken off, and I didn't actually realize where they were, but apparently they own this town, which is actually super cool because that means I can now buy some stuff here, and I'm gonna literally buy every single bit of their food that they have available. Yes, I know. And yeah, there we go. All right, so that's perfect. And I actually have a pretty significant amount of money available here, I believe. Yes, as you can see, 37,000, 51,000, and 84,000. This is exactly what I'm talking about. You fight a couple of vassals, and boom, all of a sudden you have 84,000 gold coming to you, and this is how I make money in my off-screen time. Obviously, I've already showcased this kind of thing in the Necromancer series, but maybe you haven't seen that yet, or maybe it's just useful to you. I don't know, but whatever the case, very, very pleased now that we have some food, and I have 666 influence. That's amusing. Anyway, it would have been nice for us to be able to actually continue to have our army available to us, but I guess we'll just have to allow someone else to do that. And hopefully they're going to do a good job. Cross our fingers. No, it's highly unlikely that they're going to do a good job, isn't it? I mean, actually, you know what? Let me take that back. I think that might be a bit too harsh of me because my AI friends have actually been doing a pretty good job. So I'm going to apologize to them. I'm going to say I'm very sorry. Yeah, I mean, they're not going to hear me, but still, you know. That's just how it is sometimes. Okay, so yeah, we actually just defeated this guy, so I'm actually just going to go and sell him. There we go. Don't really want to have a situation where we are going to allow him to escape and we basically just waste the money. And let's actually just take a quick look here. Aha! This guy has advanced to adept level, not master level, but to adept level, and I'm actually thinking we'll get deathly shards. I don't think we have deathly shards ourselves, so it's actually going to be super fun to see what he can do with that. And we also have, yes, he's also advanced, so we're going to give him deathly shards as well. This guy is a bright wizard, he's also advanced, and there is a flaming sword of ruin. That sounds really fun. Buff the weapons of allies in a 5-meter radius with the flaming trait for 20 seconds. The weapons burst into fire and burn every enemy they strike. That could be really, really fun as well. I'm wondering whether I should do that or whether I should just do more spell stuff. I guess we'll just do more spell stuff and we'll see what happens with it. Yeah, so this is there we go. And this guy hasn't advanced yet, unfortunately, but you can see here that he could potentially learn things like chain lightning. I think that would be amazing. Yeah, but they haven't leveled up that much, unfortunately, so can't really do much about that. But anyway, we did gain a couple of extra spells, which is going to be quite nice for our forces, and I'm going to see what we can do about maybe taking one of those nearby castles. As I said, I would very much like to eliminate Stirland as much as possible, really, really fast, basically, because if we can eliminate more of them, then... Wait a minute. They own this. Aha, yeah, that is a bit of a problem. They own Castle Drakenhof itself. That is a little bit problematic. Well, well, apart from that, they don't actually own that much. They only own 2 castles, and I believe just that 1 town. Let me just take a quick look and see whether that is indeed the case. Yes, they own 3 castles. They own 3 castles, and they are still, no, they're actually doing a lot worse than they were before. And what? The vampires have lost so much total strength. I'm surprised. All right. What do we have going on here? Okay, yeah, nothing to worry about. Okay, so let's just take a quick look at Marburg. Okay, they have nothing much, but they have a lot of vassals in the garrison there, so I'm thinking we'll probably not go and attack them. I would like to attack these guys, though. They're being very annoying, as you can see. They literally just follow you, and then they run away to their garrison. Ah, that is a frustrating experience indeed. Okay, well, let's take a look here. 263. All right, that seems a little better. Just a little bit. Just a little bit better. All right, so I'm thinking... Oh, wow. Really? Okay, I have 723 influence. Okay, you know what? Let's call for an army. Seems like I'm going to need to call for an army in this particular situation. Don't really want to get myself clobbered by a bunch of enemies relatively close to us right now. So I'm just going to call for a smallish army, and then we'll go in here. These guys want to fight. Ah, hello. Oh, I see. I see how it is. Yes, indeed. Okay, I'm going to try and circle around to my friends here. Hopefully they can assist me. Come on. Oh, that guy. Literally. Mefrid, what are you doing, sir? Okay, well. Never mind. It's fine. Is it? Is it actually fine? He's got 681. I think I might have some issues here. Alright, well, if I do get myself eliminated, I do have a garrison in my town that could potentially give me back every single one of my units, even if I lose all of them. But the problem with it is that it is going to then leave my garrison with 0 people in there. So it's a bit of a double-edged sword, but we'll try it. We'll see what we can do, and maybe it's going to be okay. Gonna tell my companions to go and skirmish or to delegate, whatever they want to do, and we're gonna see if I can actually do some damage. This is gonna be problematic. This is gonna be very, very problematic in my opinion. Okay, if they could stop moving, I would very much appreciate that. Because if they stop moving, we are gonna have an absolutely glorious time doing damage here against these opponents. I don't think we will be having too many difficulties thinning the herd, as it were, but it's actually getting an appropriate shot. I don't know whether I can actually bide my time that much, though. That's the problem. Oh, wait. They're actually waiting? Are they? They're actually no, they were waiting, but now they're moving again. Ugh. The enemy is so incredibly frustrating at times when they do this kind of thing, where they go and they wait, and then they go, and then they wait. Oh well, never mind. I guess I'm just going to tell my forces to charge in, and I will be unleashing. Boom, like that. Not bad. Yeah, could have been better, I think. Could have been better, but I can't really do much about that now, so I'm just going to have to hope that my forces can do a decent job. I'm wondering whether I should use my pillar or whether I should just wait. I think I'll just wait and just unleash a couple of bullets from my gun here. Maybe I can do some damage with this. Nice. Okay. Reload and 10 seconds. This is a bit touch and go. Bit touch and go here. Okay, I'm gonna get ready. Should I use it against the archers? I don't really see what the point is of using it against these archers. They're getting murdered by my cavalry, so I don't really need to worry about them too much. This is interesting. Okay, I don't know. Am I doing that thing again where I basically wait too long to do anything, and then all my forces either die or we win, or I die? That's seemingly maybe the case. I'm not entirely sure. Gotta be careful about those guys wielding pole arms. I can barely see them because it's a bit dark. Okay, here we go. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. We're gonna unleash another one. Roundabout. Here. I killed one of my... Oh, really? I killed... Oof. Okay, facepalm right there. Yeah, what a wonderful, wonderful situation. Killed one of my own demigriff riders. I mean, really. Could I get any worse than that? Not really, right? Literally. Killing a demigriff rider. I mean, I don't even know whether I killed him or whether I just knocked him unconscious, but still. The fact that I even took him out of the battle is really bad, but I suppose I kind of paid for his life with a bunch of others, so I guess that's okay, but usually you just prefer not to have any of those losses, of course. But it seems like we're actually going to achieve victory, all things considered. It must be literally just because the enemy has, well, just mostly recruits, I would assume. That must be the reason why we are able to achieve victory here, because otherwise we would have easily lost. If they had the same amount of cavalry that we do, it would have been a foregone conclusion right here. And it would have been so easy for them to win. But, yeah, it seems like no. We have been able to, against all odds, especially considering we were outnumbered so significantly, but there you go. Oh, what's actually happened right here? It literally did 191 magical damage. Oh, okay. It seems like when you use... Oh, wait a minute. When you use it as a two-handed weapon, the magical damage is exponentially increased? Is that a thing? I actually don't know, but it seems like that, because I was actually remarking about how I feel like this weapon should do more magical damage, but it seems like all I need to do is use it as a two-handed, so I apologize. Seems like that was something that I was incorrect about, because obviously as a one-handed, it doesn't do that much damage in terms of its magical properties, but when you use it as a two-handed, that completely changes all the way, does a 180, basically. So I actually really appreciate that. Anyway, let's just take all these guys prisoner, now that we have the ability to do so. Yes, there we go. Oh, wow, that's actually a lot of... Whoa, okay. I'm kind of surprised that there were so many vassals there. I would have expected them to be able to do much more damage to us, but apparently they just... Well, they weren't able to. Let's just say that. That's the polite thing to say. Anyway, 73,000 or the money. I'm actually wondering whether I should just take... I'm going to take the most expensive pieces of loot. And then take the grain. And I'll take the most numerous pieces of loot as well, and then we'll donate 55,000. That seems pretty good. And now technically I need to go and have a bit of a rest before I can gather my army, and then we can strike at the opponent once again. But it seems like things are going quite nicely, as you can see from the world map, and that's going to be it for this episode. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.